buzz in the air. Speaking to the guys so far, they're sort of saying you can really sense that it's finals time and you step it up a notch. Is that how you're feeling?
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a buzz around the club. Best month of the year. The boys are feeling refreshed after almost a few days off and ready to attack what the next month will hold.
It's been a big week for you, named in the All-Australian side, alongside with Nick, which is great. How much do you dwell on that and the season that you've had, or how much do you sort of put that to the side and think where your ultimate goal still ahead?
Yeah, of course the ultimate goal is still ahead, but you definitely enjoy the night, and it's amazing to celebrate with Darcy and Nick and meet all the other boys that made the team. So it was definitely something that we're both super proud of, and but we know what's really important and the journey ahead. So yeah, you kind of switch your focus pretty quick once you come back to training, but it's good to enjoy the moment.
You, Nick, and Peter get the All-Australian place out together, the three of you?
Yeah, we probably, exactly. I'm not too sure where Dad's is, but I'm sure we will at some stage and make for a good photo.
Josh, the improvement for you has been pretty rapid, in particular this year. Was there anything different about the way you approached this season that's allowed you to get to the levels that you are?
I think just football is kind of like an all-the-time thing for me, even in the off-season. I love to always be practicing. I really enjoy playing football and I never take it for granted. So, I spend a lot of time training with the boys, and very lucky to have Isaac and Nick in the off-season. We spend a lot of time training with, spend a lot of time in the gym training off-site from the club with the coach, Chris Povey, and it was amazing for us, just the improvements we saw in our strength and speed. So you definitely look for those little edges in the off-season and you find little ways to get them.
The fact that you've had not just yourself but others were doing that extra stuff, do you think that's sort of a testament to why you've been able to finish top of the ladder and be competing? What do you?
For sure, I think you don't have to look much further than Scott Pendlebury and see what he's done for the last 16, 17 seasons, and he sets the example for us in the way being a professional, and we definitely look up to him, and it's amazing to see the cascade effect of his brilliance and his excellence over so many years.
Some good signs today with Nick back out there running. You look pretty chuffed to be a part of it.
Yeah, I know, it's awesome. I think he was just meant to be jogging, but he picked up to a little sprint to show him he might be right for Thursday night. So it's so good for him just to be out back with the group. Obviously, it's pretty tough being injured, and you don't feel part of it. But we appreciate his support throughout the time, and we can't wait to have him back.
You've had quite a unique journey over your career, from the first few years where you're stuck in the VFL and trying to break into that midfield mix to now being an All-Australian. Do you ever sort of sit back and smell the roses, I suppose, of what you've been able to do?
Yeah, for sure. I think you need to enjoy it. At the end of the day, we're so lucky just to be playing football, and the job we have, I never try and take that for granted. So I definitely appreciate the journey I've been on, and like you said, I think spending those years in the VFL at the time, I didn't see how it would work out for me. But looking back, obviously, it's easy to say, connect the dots, and be really proud of the journey.
How do you go now with, particularly in the last few years, the amount of public attention that's come onto you? Is that something that you thrive under, or is it, do you feel a bit more of the public pressure that's come on the recent times?
Yeah, you definitely do, and I think since Fly's taken over and where he's been able to take us as a club, playing finals both years and being minor premiers this year, I think the Magpie Army, their support has definitely ramped up, and it's amazing to see, and we definitely need it. So it's definitely, the pressure we get as a group, we turn into excitement, and we can't wait for the next month, and their support.
Will there be a few extra chats with the old man in the next month, just a few tidbits about September and the pressure and the intensity that's about to come?
For sure, I love talking to Dad about football, and almost obviously he's been through it, and very similar, played for the exact same club, and the days back then, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say, and I'm sure it'll be pretty simple, but just hearing it from Dad, who's been through it, definitely settles Nick and I, and I think he knows, just like he knows how excited we are for these games, so he'll almost try and bring it back a little bit just so we save a bit of energy for game day. I look forward to having those chats with Dad.
When you look at your form, how much do you think having a brother on the team has influenced or not? Because you guys are competitive, obviously very close, but I imagine that competitiveness drives you as well. And do you bring the best out of each other? And do you think that's been reflected in how your seasons have been?
Yeah, we've always had a really close brotherly bond. So I think probably not many. Obviously, you couldn't see it before Nick was at the club, but that was happening in the background long before he got to the club. So when he got to the club, it was like nothing had really changed. We'd always been super caring about one another and always wanted the best for one another. So, yeah, Nick was always a huge support in me back in my days where I was trying to break into the team and, would practice and try and do different things to, for me to try and make the jump. So, it's almost really nice. We never got to play with one another. So we love it, and it's awesome to see him playing really good football.
Seems like Thursday's probably a long shot for Nick, but from what you've seen, and I'm sure you chat to him far more than we do, is he getting pretty close to, like, when could you see back to full training and ramping up contact and that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I think this Tuesday he'll ramp it up again, and I think if it was an elimination final, he could potentially maybe play, but I'm not too sure. I haven't spoken about it to him too much because I know how many people ask him that same question: how's your leg? How's it going? Will you play? So I've just tried to seen how he's going outside of football, and I think he's going pretty well, and he's doing everything he can to be back, and I think he's just enjoying almost, even though he misses it and obviously would love to be out there, taking a back seat, freshening up and ready to go for the next month.
Tell us about the journey under fire, Josh. How have you seen since he's taken over to where you are now, coming from 17?
Yeah, it's been quite a journey, and I think no one really knew what to expect. It was obviously my second coach. I'd only ever had Bucks for, like a lot of the boys, for a lot of the time I've been at Collingwood. So I think it's been amazing, and it's gone so quick. It's crazy. I remember the first day he came in with all the assistants and we caught up with them, and it's amazing to think we're the position we are in now, and it's a real testament to Fly, all the assistants, all the staff, and just the way they've brought new ideas, been really creative, and we're loving it, and we can't wait to keep getting better as a club.
What do you take out of the finals campaign from last year in terms of learnings? That qualifying final against Geelong, the Geelong boys say it's one of the most intense games they've ever played in. That's probably the same for you. What specifically do you take out of that?
Yeah, it was. It was one of the most enjoyable, fun, best games I've played in. Just the build-up, the weather, the atmosphere, the buzz, and the occasion, and just knowing high stakes with every final. So you definitely learn so much from those games, and we've spent so much time this year refining our game plan, and just looking for ways to get better. So no doubt we're in a better position this year than last year, and we look forward to seeing where that'll take us.
Josh, can you describe what it's like to have Brazzy having you back in these big games when it's going to be physical and really intense, and have a guy like that with you?
He's amazing, and he's built for finals. He's an absolute competitor. He relishes the physical aspect of football, the big stage, the big contest. So he goes to another level, and I think all the boys rally off his energy. He's always the one to set the tone from the first bounce, and he's been an amazing player for so long, and we loved having him as skipper a couple of weeks ago. Just the way the boys look at him in the pre-game huddle and all that. It's amazing to see that, the fire in the eyes and what he does to motivate the boys.